Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today we're going to be doing a different type of video, so we're not going to be doing any makeup today. I'm sorry if you were looking forward to a makeup video today, but hopefully I can have one out next week for you. So today we're going to be talking about something that's been going around the internet, specifically the app TikTok. So if you have TikTok or if you've seen it on YouTube, you might be aware of the app called Randonautica. If you already know about this app and you already know how it works, I'll put a timestamp right here for you to skip to listen to my story. But if you don't know anything about it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before I tell you my experience. So according to, I believe, the main website of the people who control this and everything, randonautica.com, it is used for giving people new places to explore and to adventure, really. For the most part, gives people location points to places near you for you to go adventuring and exploring new places that you might have not known were near you. So I believe there's 3 types. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are 3 types of places you can go. One is an anomaly, which I believe is the strongest energy point, which I'll explain in a minute. Then there's the attractor, and then there's a void, which I'm not completely sure the difference between the two. I think I read something about someone saying that an attractor is the positive places to go and the voids are the negative places to go. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's true. All I know is that the anomaly is supposedly the highest energy point to go to. What I mean by energy is these points that the app gives you to go travel to are basically places near you that have a lot of active energy. So it really all depends on like how you think the universe works. It's just a place that has high active energy that can either be an alternate dimension or just a glitch in our simulation. Or it could just be a place of new opportunities for you that the universe thought you could use. Let's get into what the app itself tells you when you open it. So according to the app, there are 9 tenets of the app and the Randonauts. The first tenet is, so the first one is to practice situational safety and awareness. So basically what that means is just always be aware of your surroundings and use your common sense and your judgment. If you are uncomfortable in a situation, leave. Don't hesitate, just go. It's better to be safe than sorry. The second tenet is positive mindset and intent. So before you go to your location and while it's loading a location for you, they want you to focus on your intent. Like, what is your intent on going to this destination? Do you want to go somewhere new? Do you want to go somewhere that'll give you a new experience? Do you want to go see a particular thing? So you have to like focus on that intent. That's what the intent is. And they suggest that you do a positive intent. The third one is focusing appreciation towards self and having that effect on the environment. So if you have an appreciation for what you're looking for and understanding what you feel, that feeling will execute in your environment. So basically, if you're going in with a positive intent, you should have a positive outcome. If you have a negative intent, you most likely could manifest a negative outcome. Number 4 is understanding global consciousness. So basically what that means is just always know where you're going, always be protected somehow, always have your phone charged so that you can get out of a situation if you have to. The next one is test the theory of quantum random points. That's basically what this app uses to give you these points. I'm not an expert on this, so I cannot tell you exactly what that means. To my understanding, it pretty much just means like places of high energy that could attract with your energy in a way. Like that's why you're being sent there, because of your intentions and your energy. The next one is keep the environment clean and make it look better than it did before you got there. Another one is it's supposed to bring together the individual and the community. Yeah, I think that's all 9 of them. On TikTok, people have been making videos of them trying it out. So basically you open the app and you have to share your location with the app, and it makes you answer a few questions saying like what type of place where you want to go. Like I said, the anomaly, the attractor, or the void. And then it asks you something about how many places you want to go, like how many points you want to visit. And another thing that I wasn't too sure of, but it asks you if you aren't sure to click a certain button and then it'll generate a place for you. So here is my story. So this is the start of my story. So I forgot to tell you guys what my intention was. It was ice cream, like a new ice cream flavor. So yeah, let me put that in there now. So I was at my boyfriend's house and I was like, I really want to just try this out. I asked him, I was like, hey, can we try this out? It should only take like at the most 10 minutes. Like I can't imagine it's gonna make us go somewhere very far. Can we just try it out? And he was like, I kind of just want to like stay in, you know. I was like, you know, me being like the person I am, I was like, please, like I really want to go. And he was like, okay, fine. So I convinced him to go and we went into his car and we turned it on and everything. We were just sitting in the car with the car on. I answered all the questions that it was asking me, and then it said to focus on my intent, and it was generating a location for me. And I was sitting there for like a whole 5 minutes, and then I was like, okay, it still hasn't given me a location yet. So I closed the app and I reopened it, tried it again, answered the same questions, and still waited a pretty long time and it wasn't working. So I was like, okay, let me try turning off my Wi-Fi and using my data. Once again, I answered the questions and it wasn't loading. So I was like, okay, well, let me try to reconnect to the Wi-Fi, because maybe the first few times I wasn't fully connected to the Wi-Fi. So I reconnected and it still wasn't loading. I don't know why. So at that point I was losing hope and I was like, okay, well, maybe this app was just like a joke, and you know, maybe a few people were just in on the joke and they just made it seem real. So we got out the car because my boyfriend was getting a little antsy and a little like impatient, saying like, can we just go back inside? And I was like, fine. I was like, I really don't want to. I kind of want to do this, but it's not working. What am I gonna do? So I was like, okay, we can go back inside. So we start walking back up his stairs to his house, and they have a garden next to the front door, and I saw a few flowers that a few days ago I noticed were not bloomed yet. And I was just like, hey, do you remember when these weren't bloomed? Look, they're all bloomed now. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And they were lilies. Like, I love lilies. And I was like, hey, look, the lilies are bloomed. And he was like, oh, yeah. But right as we were talking about the flowers, a location loaded. And I was like, wait. We can't go back inside. We need to go now. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, it loaded a location. We have to go. And he was like, but we're about to go inside. And I was like, no, we need to go now. So we went back in the car and I loaded up the location. It didn't tell me where we were going. It just gave me the coordinates. I don't know what street it was on. I didn't know where we were going. It just told me how to get there and how many minutes away it was. It was 7 minutes away from the house. So I was like, okay, let's just go. Let's go. So we started driving, and on the way there, it was obviously on roads that we knew because it was only 7 minutes away. So I was like, okay, where is it taking us? This doesn't have any meaning to the story, but I just thought I'd add it because I thought it was interesting. But on the way there, we went underneath a bridge, and right when we drove underneath it, on the side of the bridge, there was a full car hood. Just a car hood. Nothing else. No parts, no nothing. Just the hood. We ended up going through like a few neighborhoods, which was a weird way of taking us to our location because our location was actually somewhere I was aware of. I've been there before. So it took us to a park that me and my family have been to before in the past, like maybe a year or two ago. And it was taking us up these like driving trails. So we were driving up them and we were trying to get as close to the point as we could, but it looked like we might have had to get out of the car and start walking to get to the point, the exact point. So we got to as close as we could where roads were. I looked at the map and then I looked at my surroundings, and the point was on somebody's house. So I know this happens to a few people. So I was just like, well, we're obviously not going to get out the car and we're not going to go knock on their door and be like, hey, do you know anything about like flowers? So we made the joke. We were like, oh, do these people have like weird flowers in their backyard, or do they have like a weird ice cream flavor in their freezer? So we were just like, okay, well, we kind of can't go there. So let's just turn around. As we were driving home, my boyfriend was like, maybe it was the flower thing, because when the location loaded, we were talking about the flowers. And I was like, yeah, maybe they had like a garden or something and they had some like exotic flowers. So we just drove home, 7 minutes away. We got back to the house and we were just sitting there for like a second, like, because he was turning off the car and everything. And I was just like, like, I sighed. I was like, that was kind of lame. And he was like, you know, maybe it was the universe's way of telling us that the ice cream will come to us sometime. And I was like, haha, yeah. And then we both got out the car and we both went around to like walk with each other. And I was like, just as a joke, I was like, but where's the ice cream truck though? Like, why isn't it coming to us? And right as I said that, I kid you not, I hear the ice cream truck. I heard it, but I thought that I was just hearing things at this point. And I looked at my boyfriend and he looked at me and he was like, there's an ice cream truck coming. And I was like, what? So I looked down the street and what do you see? An ice cream truck driving up the road. And I was like, okay, this is strange. So I literally was standing there for like a whole 5 minutes like, is this happening? Like, is this like a weird coincidence? You better bet I got ice cream. I'll put a picture right here of my ice cream. I guess that's the whole point, is like the app pretty much is coincidences. Like, that's why they tell you to focus on the intent and your mind will manifest what you're thinking into reality by these energy points and using your energy and stuff like that. It's the whole idea of coincidences. So I went into this like believing people's stories, but like I didn't think it would happen to me. So yes, I didn't have a creepy experience, but then again, I wasn't going into it wanting one. I just wanted to try it out and see if it would do something silly. I like to goof around. I wanted to see if it would follow me in doing the goofiness, and it did apparently. So I'm sorry if it wasn't that interesting of a story. It wasn't like those wild stories that you want to hear about like paranormal stuff and like, or random strangers and stuff like that. But to me, it was still creepy in the sense of that it worked. Like, I wasn't expecting to literally get ice cream that day. I was like making a joke about it pretty much. The creepiness is that it worked, not necessarily the things that happened. But I thought I would share my story anyways because I know there's a lot of those negative stories going around right now. I want to also tell you guys that you can do fun things with this app, and I do believe that that was their intent. Yes, of course, they do say that they're not responsible if something happens negatively. That's why they tell you to put a positive mindset into it. But a lot of people just want to, you know, have fun with the creepy stuff, and you know, maybe me too someday, but we'll see. I wanted to start off easy. There's my story with this app, and I just wanted to share it to let you know that you can have fun too. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got a giggle out of it or you were interested. Stay tuned for my video next week. Hopefully I can get one up that's makeup related if you want to. If you like makeup, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I am doing a lot of makeup stuff right now because, you know, lockdown. If you like this video, please leave me a like and comment if you had an experience with this app, and let me know how it turned out. If you went in with a positive intent or a negative intent, I would love to read about it. And see you in the next video. Bye.